Muted. Okay, there we go. Hello and welcome everyone to a Sunday night here at Proficiency bonus, spooky Sunday night you could say, because we're back with Rime of the Frostmaiden, episode 2. Before we get started too much, we are going to go ahead and thank some people without who the stream would be possible. So Twitch, Streamlabs, OBS, and Little Dragon Core. You can type in ! Little Dragon in chat for more information. I believe they're having a Black Friday sale right now. So go check that out. If they are, I think it's 30% off. If not, you can use the coupon code PROBONUS at checkout and you'll receive a 10% discount on your order. Also, thank you to our newest sponsor, Cardboard Castle Games. You can type in ! CCG in chat for more information about them. They have all sorts of tabletop and card-based games for you to peruse. So, I am your compassionate, oh so loving DM Sarah, and we are here tonight to jump back in to our Rime of the Frostmaiden adventure in Icewind Dale. So, last week, as a brief recap, everyone met. You began an inn, and everyone met each other one way or another, for better or worse. And thank you Barry for putting that all in the chat for us. So the players began and met each other, participated in a weird kind of seance thing, where it might or might not have been a recruitment session for Anji or not, we'll see. And then the players kind of went to where did you go? You went to a blacksmith and took on a quest to recover ingots that were lost. There was a deal made with Kavak to give them a bit of a discount if they recover the ingots, and Kavak worked there for a while, so he did that. And you guys left the next morning to recover the ingots to Kelvin's cairn, and towards Kelvin's cairn, that is. You got stuck in a blizzard for a few hours, and right now you're just. Oh, thank you for bits, Fairy. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you. And yes, you were stuck in the blizzard, and you did some role playing for the 5 hours you're stuck there, and you came out on the other side, and it is some freshly packed snow around, like laid snow around you. It's not packed down yet. It's pretty sparkly, and yeah. So it's about, you started out in the morning, so it's a 5 hour blizzard. So it's about 1 or 2 now. That fair assumption? And we'll say 2 o'clock p.m. right now. So you are where the red dot is, right here. But you are in a winter wonderland, and you are still heading. I'm gonna show you this way for another few miles at least. You believe in that direction. So. Crampons.
Crampons.
We'll see if you have them. I don't think you need them. I just want to know.
Because you put them on your shoes.
I like that. Okay. So don't forget that we rolled over some inspirations from last week. In Bardic Inspiration, Nate has Player's Inspiration. Jim, you get to add your Proficiency bonus, and I have DM's Inspiration, and I believe the other two of you received gold. So that's.
And I got gold, and then I also received the natural 20.
Yes, you do. You have the natural 20. That's on my. Is that on my overlay? That is on my overlay. So you do have that. So everyone. Dave, I feel really bad for you because you have gold though, but I don't have a roll for you. Sorry.
You're rich.
Listen, that's exactly what I wanted.
That's true. That is true.
Money is important.
I need that.
Money is important for you. It has to do with your soul or something. I'm pretty sure.
I remember Gray rolled a pretty high survival check, so he was able to point us back in the correct direction.
Right.
So he has done so.
So in the blustery distance, you can see this cairn rising in the distance from the snow line. So you continue that way.
Strap on my snowshoes and start heading that way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Let's just see where you are here. At this point, let's see. You walk another maybe half an hour, and as you crest a snow-covered ridge and see a frozen, dismembered corpse in the gully in front of you. Snow covers some of the gory bits, but the headless torso and severed limbs are visible. You see tracks in the snow all around the corpse, and the telltale grooves in the snow left behind by a sled that has been hauled away.
Hell.
Oh my.
Well, I think
What
I
do you
know
think
where
happened to the sled?
the sled that's been carrying a lot of supplies, probably. Probably go to the person that left this nice little present for us.
I go over and start pulling up the corpse, whatever's left of it, from the snow.
I should go over there and give me a perception check.
All right.
Okay. As you walk closer to the corpse, you see there are tracks in the snow, and that these are fresh, made within the past half an hour, you believe, and they belong to maybe like 4 humanoids, small humanoids, and yeah, it has sled marks by it too.
Do they seem to be heading towards any landmark in the distance?
Yeah, the same direction that you were.
To the
First
cairn,
forward,
right?
Back to the cairn.
I start pulling this body up. Does it, I mean, is...
Oh, don't touch
Do
it.
we,
Oh.
can we tell how recent it is?
Let's see there.
Ah, that's true.
Give me
Whatever
a
killed him
medicine
doesn't
check.
necessarily mean that that's
Oh
what
dear.
killed him.
I'm just gonna say I probably fail.
Okay, if you want someone to assist you somehow.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Okay,
It's just,
it looks like a...
I sort of just poke at it and then
Yeah.
shrug and turn around with it in my hand.
Organic. Ugh.
I mean, do any of you guys go up to it?
If you
No,
No, I
can't
mean,
go up to it,
the tracks are right there. I mean, all we really have to do is follow the tracks.
That is true. That's Dylan saying that. In character, Gray doesn't really care about how long ago this body has been dead. But I do want to know, because you said the limbs were removed. Were they, like, cut off with weapons, or was this, like, ripped off
Give me a
of the...
medicine check.
Okay, that's what you...
Or you
Is
can
there a
assist
Wookiee
the already
hereabout?
medicine check in progress, but no.
Well, I feel like because we're looking for different things.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sort of just, you could probably tell that I have no frame of reference.
Yeah, but I have a natural one.
Okay. You can't tell. The arms are just completely off. You would not know what caused this corpse to be rendered as such.
All Gray thinks is, well, whether they were cut off or ripped off doesn't matter. What matters is limbs were removed from a body.
And
Both bad.
let's go with the 6. It's missing its internal organs and there's no head. So with a 6, you can tell all that.
Whatever our questions may be, I feel it's quite simple that the answers will all lie where the tracks lead.
Yes, and I suppose the greatest lesson is that we should all maybe take a little bit of caution as we approach the destination of the barbarians that did this.
I would say keep your eyes about you. Otherwise, we're going to end up like this guy. Which I don't want to happen. He says after a pause.
Here.
Well, it looks like we're not far behind whoever left these tracks. I think we could just let's get on and follow them.
Hold
For
on.
the purpose of catching them? Is that what you're insinuating?
So we would have come out here to find the supplies.
We need the sled.
And looks like someone's absconded with the supplies.
Oh, that's
Ergo,
right.
we need to.
Yeah, I
Ergo,
point
we need
over
to
at
keep on
Amanda.
going.
That sled is payday.
Okay.
Right, let's crack on.
So as you continue,
I'd like to be scanning the horizon, just trying to make sure that
We don't get
like
anything.
I can see any spots or specks that might look like humanoids.
give me a perception check.
16.
So I'm gonna say that you notice before they do. You notice that the creatures you've been following appear to be goblins based on their stature. They're about 120 yards away from you, and all 6 of them grunt. 5 of them, sorry. All of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they haul a bulky sled of what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to this conveyance are 2 roaring polar bears that don't look happy. They do not notice you.
We got the targets. Ahead of us seems to be a group of goblins, and
And I'm switching you over here, and let me...
perhaps what was pulling the sleds previously. Caution, 120 yards out, and he's just gonna point everyone out to what he saw.
There's some pretty good eyes.
Goblins are no problem.
Mage armor.
Goblins actually, really like me. I mean, they're very subservient.
Are you saying
Well, would you like to give diplomacy a shot?
Are you saying that you're going to go talk to them?
I think if it's all right with the team, I could give it a shot. But perhaps someone better might be moving around the side in case my diplomacy fails.
I'll dig out my
Sure.
crossbow from my back and start moving around the side, sneaking.
Okay, give me a stealth
And-
check.
I'll head with farewell. Why not?
Okay, give me a stealth check if you're sneaking. You go...
I got a nat 20 for mine.
Nice, you can sneak where you want.
I got an 18.
You can also stealth pretty much freely. They don't seem to notice you, and but they do know. I'm gonna say you're gonna sneak around the side ridge. That just happens to be on this map that I found of the snowy area. So you can sneak behind the side ridge and get up closer if you want. They won't notice you. You've got like maybe half cover there. So if you like, kind of like go close to the ground. As you come up, yeah,
I'd like
Havoc.
to be
sir.
Havoc.
Havoc like havoc.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Kavika, do you want... If this goes bad, then you're kind of out in the middle of it all. Do you want me to go with you?
Sure, the more the merrier.
Quick question then. Do either of you know if there's something that goblins would love? Perhaps some form of a deal can be struck.
Goblins are voracious. They love to eat. And I happen to have picked up a couple of sacks of dried meat when we were back in town. So perhaps we can trade them. Especially if they think that what we've got is worth more than what they've got.
And if they think that what we've got should be what they've got and they don't want to give anything, then what?
And he just kind of gives you a smile with way too many teeth. And then says, well, we'll just have to enjoy ourselves then, won't we?
Right. Well, then I guess that's what I'm for. I'll stay behind you.
Great. On we go.
Alright.
And he strolls out onto the path and calls out in Goblin. Here now. Goblins, do you mind if I have a quick word with you?
this one in the back looks at you quizzically and blows a horn, which causes this let me move over a little for myself. This goblin boss character thing to jump up on top of the wagon and basically be like, "What do you want?"
I'd like to talk a trade with you if you have a mind.
She looks at
Look at me, I'm a hobgoblin. Let's just have a wee chat here. Oh, we've lost Dave. He's very sneaky.
Dave is very sneaky. We'll give Dave a second to come back. You're on mute, Ink. If you were talking. Okay, you know. Alright. So, well, Dave will come back and fulfill him in. But, yeah, so what sort?
Well, let's see. What have you got in that there wagon?
She kind of pulls
Oh,
the
sorry, a
tarp
sled.
Yeah,
It
she
only
kinda
looks
pulls-
like a wagon from the
I
top.
know. I couldn't find a good sled one. Sorry. That had like
It's
two
fine.
beams on top.
It's my mistake.
So, she'll kind of lift open the flap of the back of the sled and say, shinies! Hard shinies! And she'll pick one up and show you.
Yeah, shinies are nice, but it's no food.
Food! And her eyes go
All right,
wide.
yeah. Aye, food. They've got, I've got a little bit of food here. Yeah, maybe perhaps we can make some sort of a trade.
She looks towards goblins next to her, and then looks in front of the sled, and then you see two other goblins that are there. And she converses with them all. Quietly. So you can't hear from how far away you are. But she says, 3 blankets and food.
Is that what your asking price is? 3 blankets and some food
For shinies.
for the shinies. All right. See, that's a mite steep, especially for shinies. I cannot eat shinies. I can eat this food. Perhaps you can throw in that sled along with it. Maybe for food and 2 blankets.
She goes back. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
All right. I'm also going to add that
Proficiency bonus?
chat given proficiency thing.
Nice.
So that's Can I add that to both rolls or just one?
Just add it to your end roll.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. First one's a 6. That's not so good. Second one is a 14 plus the 2
16.
Makes it a 15 because I have a -1.
Oh, okay. She converses. She goes,
This whole time I thought you were charismatic.
Me too. I was like, wow.
You take bears too. Tay?
You'll give us them along with the
No, like bears.
Oh, is she speaking common now?
No. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No,
We
still
have
got
no
it.
idea what.
Oh.
What a beautiful language.
It's one of the Romance languages, so favorite.
I know my mother taught me. Sorry, Sarah, can you say that once more? I missed it.
You take bears.
You want to give us the bears as well?
Please! Take bears! Bears hungry.
What's wrong with these bears?
The polar bears are really cranky looking, and they are big creatures, and they are not looking too friendly right now towards anyone.
Did the bear?
It's very kind, but I don't want nothing to do with your bears. You can keep the bears.
No
How about
bears!
this? Well, then set the bears free by all accounts.
You
It's no
set
matter
free.
to me. You can set them free. They're your bears currently.
One blanket
I don't own
and
the bears.
food!
They're your bears.
One blanket and food!
I'm
You
gonna
can
give
set
you-
bears!
Right. Here is my last and final offer. I'll give you food, 2 blankets for the sled, and no bears.
She's looking over and seeing. She nudges one of the smaller, scouts and says something towards him, and then go, "Deal!" And you
Am
see.
I close enough to hear what the goblins are saying?
Do you understand
From what?
Goblin?
Yes, I
Okay.
can understand goblin.
Okay. From there, let's say yes.
All right, so can I hear what they talked among themselves about
Yeah.
just now?
Yeah. If the boss says, "Corco, you be bait. We release bears while you bait." Gorko doesn't understand enough to know what bait is, so.
How are you gonna tell
I don't
me
know
you
that.
can't talk?
All right, so based on what I just rolled and knowledge of what's going on, I am going to shoot the nearest goblin to me.
Oh no.
Okay.
Which I
Lying
think
there next to you
is-
under the cover, like, so what do you think is going on? Pah!
Yeah. Why would you do that? Because Gorko is bait for the bears. Just so you know.
Right, but I also think we might need the bears to pull the wagon with their stuff on it.
But
So I'm adding it up in my head, and I don't like the situation, so I'm shooting it.
even though you were negotiating to get rid of the bears in general.
Yes.
Okay.
I do not want the
already
bears running
said
around,
It's happening.
Okay.
because the bears look really, really scary.
See, I thought it was bait to lure us into a trap, so I was
No.
like, yes, shoot them.
Nope. It's to
Right,
lure
and-
the bears away so they can
and-
release the bears.
But she also did not elaborate on the facts, so just based on what she
Yeah.
said, combined all together, I am shooting the goblin nearest.
Okay, that'd be Gorko.
Let it
We're not perfect people.
Okay. So give me a crossbow.
Some of us aren't even people.
It's like
I think I'm the only
we're one human.
human.
All right.
You guys are all
leave.
people.
Thank you. Finally, someone gets it.
I'm not. I'm not people.
That is a 16 to hit.
I just hits this goblin. Roll damage.
Evander and Bear are going to be like, is this going well? And then see one get domed, and we're like, I guess
That
not.
is 9 cursing damage.
As you are negotiating the release of the bears, Kavak, you see this one goblin just drop dead with a bolt in its forehead.
And I turn back
All the
to
all
Gray
the
and Evander
goblins-
and go, well, I tried. Let's
All
go.
the
And he
goblins
takes out his
go in
rapier.
defensive mode, and the leader goes, "What you doing? We got deal."
Oh shit, oh, they're still not there. Oh,
Is this in common?
No,
is that part in common?
no.
Ah,
Well, seems like the deal's changed.
I'm
We get
reloading
the
and I'm going to
food.
take another shot if I got
Wait a
time.
second. Wait, hold on.
oh my god, farewell!
I mean, honestly, in Kavak's head, he's just thinking is like, well, circumstances have changed. Let's do it.
Okay,
We could
everyone
say
roll
that
initiative
farewell
then.
has Gone rogue.
Okay.
Oh, God,
Please.
road.
Please click on your token and roll initiative, and then
I thought we were doing. Oh,
no, and then just change it and roll 20. if you don't mind.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna have all the
No,
goblins
I
going
don't do.
same initiative. So.
Oh, I never created a character
Oh,
because we did
that
it
should be
in
fine.
D&D Beyond.
Oh, that's so much better. Hey, Nate, you and me.
I
But
think
not
you
really.
should be
What
able to
should
just
I-
go in the sheet and just roll initiative just in case.
If you
No,
go
but
to
it
create and
says-
hit edit sheet
Should I
directly,
do?
then you can
Oh, I
click
see.
the initiative button.
What was I doing? I was rolling initiative.
I got you.
So real quick
Thank you.
for initiative, is it
I rolled a 20.
Straight
Hey.
D20?
D20
it
plus
Your
whatever
dex-
your initiative bonus is.
Yeah,
It's
your
normally just
provo-
dex unless you have a different ability that allows you to add something else. Like,
So mine should be a 9.
Oh, where's the music? We don't have fun music on.
There we go.
Alright.
Although I did roll really good on my empty character sheet.
like literally we all did like super like 19, 19, 20, 19, and it's like actually 12, 11, 9, 5, 9, and a 19. That's fine.
I did roll what I actually rolled, so that was nice.
Hey, good for you.
Okay, so is everyone on there? Anji
Aye.
rolled super high. Alright, descending. And we start with Anji.
Farewell, what was that?
She just sort of holds up the crossbow like, I shot. Like, there, I just shot him. Like, what's your problem? Sort of look.
Okay, I understand that. Now what? All right, I guess I'm in for a penny, so I'll go ahead and take a shot at one of them also with my own crossbow.
Okay, give me an attack roll with your crossbow.
Oh boy, that's a 7.
That will not hit. That glances off the top of this guy's something,
Actually-
yeah.
Did Anji have advantage because she was hidden from them?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, bully.
I forgot.
That's an 11, so I don't show.
No, that
Bully.
still won't. No, it still won't hit, unfortunately. So it goes wide, and yeah. So do you have anything else you'd be doing?
I would like to reposition myself and get a smidge closer. If I had, say, how far would that be? This is about 30 feet. Yeah, I'd like to just sort of traverse the edge of this and try and get a
Okay.
bit closer to this tree here.
Sure.
Hey guys, the map has proper measurements.
Ah, bless Christ.
Finally.
Finally.
All
my
right, and
God,
that'll
those
be
Rainbow maps are so bad. I know. Sorry, guys. Especially that one.
No,
Oh
thank
my
you.
god, no, it wasn't a jab at you at all.
Okay, so farewell.
It wasn't
you
a it wasn't a jab at Sarah.
All right, I would like to take another shot. I
Which
believe.
one?
Probably the next one down.
So far away. I hit things.
Were y'all shouting this negotiation? Like,
Pretty
hey!
much.
Y'all want me?
It's all right. Only one of us could understand what was going on.
Yep. Well, two.
Yeah, I could also. I just can't talk back.
I mean, like,
Yeah, so I'll like perch on top of that ridge there, and take a shot
From the snowy knoll.
at that one over there.
Sure.
Sure.
18.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll some damage.
That is 10 points of piercing.
Yeah, this one kills over and dies too, with that in its skull. And yeah, the goblin boss is freaking out. Goes, bears, move, please. She's pretty desperate sounding.
Oh no, they're gonna try.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah, I forgot what I was doing. Oops, no, not a yellow dot. I meant to do an X, but I can't reach over that far. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. It is. They're not carrying valuable items, sorry, but I'm just gonna delete them. So it is Evander's turn. We've just seen 2 arrows come off this ridge, kill 2 goblins who you saw Kavak negotiating with earlier.
Yeah. I would love to just send a firebolt their way from my current location.
Sure.
And I'd be aiming at the leader.
Okay.
That's a nat 1.
That
No!
that starts to light the tarp on fire.
No!
Oh my god.
D&D.
Shit.
D&D.
And let's roll initiative for these polar bears to see if they notice anything.
See if they notice the fire.
Now the polar bears are gonna take off with the cart on fire.
Could I still
next
use the rest of my turn to call out to them
Yes.
and say, "Yes, a warning! If you leave now, we won't kill any more of you."
Make a persuasion check. At disadvantage because you're not talking goblin. But
It's
they
okay.
can
Kinda
understand
mumbles
some
to it.
common.
Cavett kind of mumbles to himself. I haven't got to kill anyone yet.
It's a 14, then a 15, so then my persuasion
Kind of brutal. I love it.
be
I'll
18.
grab one.
18. 18. Okay.
A disadvantage?
It was
Damn.
disadvantage. I rolled a 14 and a 13.
Oh,
Nice. So I will say that she looks perplexed by what you say, and we'll see what she does on her turn, okay? So it is good roll Gray's turn.
alright. So Gray sees Evander launch this firebolt. And then be like, "That's a warning." He's gonna be like, "Hey," kind of pats you on the shoulder. He like puts a hand on your shoulder. He's like, "Keep at it. It was a pretty good shot. It's pretty far." But I will at least. I don't know if they're still gonna try and run after what he said, so I'm gonna move 30 feet to here. I have to try and keep track of it. I think that was there. I think. It's hard. It's all white.
Yep.
No, that was 20. Okay. No, there. There we go. He's gonna just move 30 feet. He has like a little just kind of Viking hand axe in like his belt under his cloak. So he's got his hand on it. He hasn't even taken it out of the belt yet. I'll hold an attack to throw it at actually, can I reach the boss? I don't know. No. At this goblin,
Okay.
if it looks like they continue to try and flee, or if they try to
Are they
continue,
allowed to
if they
flee,
don't
or are
surrender.
they gonna combat? If they move.
That's true. How about I will throw the hand axe at that goblin if that goblin advances towards us.
Okay. Fair enough.
If it
Alright.
looks like
My
they're going to
phrase
keep fighting.
Was, if you leave, we won't kill you.
Oh, if you leave. I thought it was if you. I thought it meant if you leave the cart with us, we won't kill you. That's fine. I'm holding it in case that goblin
But
tries
they're
to.
hostile kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Kavik, it's your turn.
Right, I'm going to check my distance. And I will move myself here. I think that's 30 feet. And while I'm running forward, I'm going to... I've got my rapier drawn with one hand, and I'm going to reach into my my coat with the other hand and pull out my crossbow, my light crossbow, and kind of aim it at. I think I can reach her now. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna aim it at the goblin leader, and repeat what Evander said, but in goblin, and say, "Just get off of the sleds right now."
Poor goblin.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. You gonna hold an action to shoot, or?
I think I will hold an action to shoot if they look to be moving anywhere but, off of the sled.
Okay.
Like if they look like they're about to get on the sled and giddy up out of here, or if they're going to run at us and attack us.
Okay. Alright, the goblin boss is going to use her turn to say, "We will leave! We will flee! Let us go!" And
Very well.
She will begin to go past here, jump off the edge, and run north.
Oh,
Hissing to her goblins, who are going next. And they will all follow her north.
oh.
This hawk is...
We're like coming off of Strahd, where it's like it's a bunch of monsters that just want to eat us all the time.
Now,
Have we ever talked something down?
And I'm gonna call after them. I'm gonna leave a sack of food here for you, just to say that there's no hard feelings.
you can't go!
And so I'll take out, one of the, bags of dried meat. I don't think we ever settled on how much dried meat I bought. It was how much rations.
I think about
but
like 10 pounds of
I'll just set up.
Yeah, I forget how many that is, but yeah, you can leave an approximate amount of rations there if you want.
I'll take out, a small gunny sack.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of pounds of some of this dried meat, and leave it on the path for them.
Okay. Is
10
anyone
pounds
else
would
doing
be-
anything hostile towards these goblins, or are you letting them run away?
I'm letting them run away.
I'm totally fine with letting them go.
Okay.
And 10
Yeah.
pounds is 5 days of rations. Because
Okay.
I think each ration for a day is 2 pounds.
Okay, so give them a couple days worth of rations. These are gonna fade out. These guys are gonna go into the distance, but you still have these polar bears that are almost on fire.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna try to
They haven't moved yet,
go.
per se.
I'm gonna try to go
We're just
over
gonna-
by the polar bears
Mhm.
and offer them.
You're out of initiative. Yeah, you can. Sorry
Yes,
about
I'm gonna go over there and offer them some of that meat, staying, enough away so that they don't snap at me. But I'm gonna be tossing them some food.
that. Give me
Evander
a
is using Mage
animal
Hand to just
handling
scoop snow onto
check.
the burning cart.
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Okay,
Just
give me
on hands.
One of you give me a survival check, or both of you give me survival checks, and Kavak give me a animal handling check.
15.
15. You
Ooh.
realize your huge mistake and exactly where you shot the cart, and you heap enough snow in there to deaden the fire.
And I got an 18.
You got an 18. The polar bears start numbing on your food, and it looks like they're placated for the moment.
Who's a good big polar bear? You're a good big polar bear.
Let's see. They are. Let's see. You can use an action to free one of them. You can use an action to free one of them from the harness. So if you want to, right now, you can free both of them from the harnesses.
I think that ought to be a group decision. So I might see what everyone else thinks before I let loose a hungry polar bear. So let's all, we've got the sled. Let's check on the supplies. So I'm going to go and look inside the sled and see what exactly is in here.
Yeah, there are here. Let me show you what it looks like exactly, because I think I can do this. 10 towns quests.
And is this the sled that we're looking for?
This is the sled you were looking for.
Great.
Why can't I find the thing in the picture I want to show you?
Gray jogs over in the snow, and that short sprint, he's like,
You're all right, old man.
Fine. Just armor's kind of heavy. He looks over at is Anji still hiding behind the Did Anji
No,
come?
I've
She came
come
over.
out. As soon as the goblins kind of scampered off, I just strutted up towards the cart just to have a similar idea, just to go ahead and check on the supplies and see if this is truly the cart we're looking for. But
Because Gray was gonna look at you two and just be like, "What happened? Who shot? We were still talking."
Who shot first?
I honestly had a very similar question. Farewell, and I tried to ask you at the time, but all I got was a which is not usually an appropriate sort of response. I usually prefer more details. So, and if this worked better, and I go ahead and like telepathically link with you, maybe we could be a bit more clear this way.
What are you asking
Radio
me?
silence.
I think
why,
that was
why
at
the
you.
shooting? Why the
Oh.
shoot? Yes.
You would hear in the scratchy, like old record voice. Need
on,
polar
go on.
bears. Pull cart.
Oh, well, it seems the first shot was fired so that we could ensure that we kept the polar bears for transportation, I'm assuming. They were a bit excessive, honestly.
Is that another
yeah,
message?
Well,
Yeah,
or just
yeah.
shouting at me?
No, that one was out loud with my little hands on my hips, like.
hey,
I put my crossbow back on my back.
It kind of worked out though, so I guess I don't really have any skin in it.
it did work out. But if that was a different situation, that could have gone really badly. So, farewell. I think it was a good call. We do need the polar bears, but if we have people that can.
I just point at the two goblins on the ground that I killed completely cleanly and just shrug.
I mean,
No, you did a fantastic job. I
You
just
did.
think next time, confer with your partner. Give me at least a little bit of heads up. Maybe we can have a bit more of a group sort of discussion about, starting the hostilities before we kind of get into it.
Gray tried
Can't
to
argue
start
with the
that.
results.
Gray tried to start that sentence like 3 or 4 times, but Anji then just kind of said it without stuttering, and he kind of goes like, "Ugh." And then he goes to help. He's like, "Ugh. What she said," because I don't have words, and he just goes and he'll go help check out the back.
And as soon as Gray turns around, Anji kind of elbows Farewell in the arm, or I guess in the wrist, considering the height difference. But it's sort of but honestly, good shot. You have to teach me how to do that. Mine wasn't nearly as successful.
Did the
Alright, let's go
goblins leave
test.
any goodies around in their haste to escape from us?
Roll an investigation check. Yes, these are the 300 iron ingots that are wrapped in thick burlap and tied securely to the sled with leather straps. Each ingot weighs 2 pounds and is stamped with the foaming mug symbol of the Battlehammer clan. Each ingot is worth money to the blacksmith, so you can return that. So would you roll an investigation?
9.
9. They have
Looking
They
around.
didn't leave any gear when they were running away, but You search the pouches and you find 10 silver in the pouches of the dead goblins. That's all you can gather.
That's good for someone who has no money.
Yeah, I'm just pocketing that.
Okay.
Well, Farewell doesn't want it.
I don't really need it.
Farewell doesn't really need to buy anything ever,
As long as
huh?
I have money for like an inn room to keep warm, that's
Were these like goblins that got unfortunately picked off? Were they even armed?
Not at the moment. You didn't see any of them wielding arms.
Okay, and like there's no weapons on the bodies.
They might have. No. None of them were
Ooh.
armed.
Ooh.
Give me an investigation check, Gray, as you think of that.
Oh, alright. 18, actually.
They did not
I like
hack
working
off the limbs of that other corpse you saw either.
I did have a question about that as I'm just sort of strolling around the area because sort of the whole hungry polar bear talk, but I'm assuming that dried meat doesn't have much blood in it, but a polar bear's fur might leave a bit of residue visible. Do they look a bit bloody around there?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Okay.
Don't investigate
Can you
too
see
closely
if-
now.
Yeah.
It's a 13.
Yeah, there's no blood. Doesn't look like a polar bear killed that guy either.
So Gray's probably calling out. He's like, they're not even holding any weapons, so I don't really see how they could have actually
Very
killed
well,
the
you get a bardic inspiration.
caravan
by the way.
guard.
oh, thank you.
So yeah, so Gray's kind of calling out like they didn't have weapons to cut off those limbs.
It's a
And
dangerous
Anju will
world.
kind of. Well. I wish we could have spoken to them a bit longer and see if they'd seen
What?
anything. But the bears don't look like they attacked anyone either.
Well then let me
Of course they wouldn't, and he, you know, is like
don't do that to the bear.
stroking them and.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I'm around there. I grab him by the back of the shirt, like, stop.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
Oh no.
Can I?
Oh, that's a 17 minus 1. Okay, 16.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll see how this plays out.
So I needed a dex throw,
Saving throw.
saving throw. All right, that's a 18.
You manage at the same time that Anju pulls you back. You manage to have your hand whiff out of a polar bear's chawing maw.
Hmm.
It does not appreciate you pretending it's a cute, fluffy pet. It is going to continue to eat the food that you threw at it.
Could we not antagonize the big carnivorous animals for a second?
They don't.
This
look
one's name
as
is
angry
Fuzzy
at
Wuzzy.
you. Like, they were definitely pissed at the goblins, so they don't look as angry at you, but they don't want to be pet.
At the site of the attack, there was only the sled marks and the goblins' tracks.
Yep.
And the one man.
What man?
You all.
We
Well,
saw
I
one
think
body.
I think he was on the sled,
Oh, the dead.
so
man.
he wouldn't have tracks.
The dead
Right, but there
man-
was also a blizzard recently, so anything older might not be.
That's very true. Yeah, okay, so he was actually, they could have just found it, and he's been dead for
Give
a
me an
while.
investigation check. I mean,
Who?
intelligence check. Gray. And Farewell, as you're thinking this.
Can I as well? Since I'm
Yeah.
just sort of
Oh my
pondering it?
God.
Can I-
He has a +0. I've gotten an 18 and now a 19.
Nice. What'd you get, Anji?
I just got a 5. I didn't put it
Okay.
together much.
What's that bargain? It's a D6 for Bardic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, ones from chat are just D6s.
Not
13?
just, they're great
13?
D6s.
They are D6s.
Anji, you think that the guy was dead and that was a shame. Farewell, you think the guy
Very
was
much so.
dead and that there was a blizzard and then the blizzard came after the guy was dead, but that's a shame. Gray, you actually put together that the guy might have been killed on the sled before the blizzard, and then the goblins came, took the sled, left the guy.
And just let him be frozen to death. Or
No,
be
he's
a,
dead.
well, he was dead, but let him just freeze in the snow.
Just be the corpse, kind of thing.
Just let him be the corpse. That's
be the
a
corpse
quote.
in the snow. Yep.
Just be the corpse.
Just be the corpse.
Yeah, okay. So he like detective puts all the puzzle pieces together, but he feels like all of the people around him are probably smarter than him, so he doesn't feel the need to say it because he feels like he probably is the last person to do that.
That's a shame.
All
So
right,
after,
I'm gonna get
you
on
know,
the
kicking
I'm gonna get on the
around,
sled and turn it
I'm
around.
gonna hold up
We're a monster, okay?
and point back the direction we came, because I know obviously, you know, after what we found, the goblins didn't do it. So where is
Well,
they?
no, I know that I sort of gave some hesitations about following the sled trail and stuff earlier, you know, not trying to get into too much conflict. This monster thing is definitely not part of our job. I don't think we need to do anything about that. We just keep cover, take the things we need, do the job, go on back.
It's just something to keep an eye out for. If it attacked the sled once, then it could attack it again.
All right, that's fair. Where monster just seemed that's our next step, and so I just wanted to get ahead of it.
Well, we found the
Look out.
sled, so let's get turned around and we'll get back to Bryn Shander.
Whew. All right.
One thing to keep in mind, if it was already attacked once, but nothing was taken from the cart, the goods aren't necessarily the target out here. It would
Unless,
be the flesh.
but he wasn't eaten, so maybe there was something in the cart that was taken, and we don't know because it's not there anymore.
No, I think what Evander is trying to say is that whatever attacked the cart wasn't after the cargo. It was after the cargo driver.
Then why wasn't he completely eaten?
If you're making a bit of this journey, well, you might have more than one that we haven't found just because there was one body.
That's true.
But think about the corpse.
Or whatever it was might have been a picky eater.
No, think about it. It wasn't the meat that was eaten. All of the organs were taken out.
Yeah, good bits.
He's right.
There's a lot of really messed up people that need organs for things.
No,
Like
hold
for
on. Are we
stew.
starting a whole sort of organ-selling black market conspiracy out here in the tundra?
'Cause-
I think we just need to
Well, 'cause
just
my old
keep our eyes
granny-
out on the horizon
granny
and
used
go.
Because my old granny used to make this wonderful, delicious food called haggis out of the organs. And so, you know, it's rather nice. So some people like that sort of thing.
I was about to ask if you meant out of, like, humanoid organs, and you know what? Honestly, I'd believe it if you said yes. So let's just all get in the cart and get moving.
Let's just all get in the cart. Do any of you know
It's
how
a
to
sled.
drive a cart? Sled.
Of
Do any you
course
know how
I
to pilot?
do.
Do you have proficiency with land
I'm
vehicles?
just gonna ask that.
Let me check.
I do.
I do have. I was just bragging about it, but I actually do.
You actually do?
Yes.
Who's taking
I
the
think it's
wheel?
because I chose the soldier background.
Oh.
Jesus is.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, I feel like I don't know if you would necessarily go for the driver's seat, but Gray would have come around the other side. So if we like meet on either side, like I'm gonna drive, and it's like dad off.
You both reach for
Okay,
the reins
yeah,
at
let's
the
dad
same
off.
time.
Can I roll intimidation?
Roll for dad?
Intimidation
Are you trying to
against
intimidate the holding of hands as you both reach for the reins?
Yeah, I'm trying to big dog him that I'm driving.
I will go in a intimidation off with you.
Okay. Both give me
Okay.
intimidation rolls.
But I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration because
Oh,
I
yeah.
can.
Dice don't fail me now.
Saved it for a real good reason.
It rolled a 1, but
Okay. You can save the bargain.
Rolled a 13.
19.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
Watch out, we got a big dog over here.
Ultimate dad.
Kavik, get in the back. I'm driving.
Ultimate dad. Alright, but I didn't even get to kill anyone.
Maybe you'll have time.
I'll write whatever the pre-firearm equivalent of shotgun is.
I guess navigator.
I'll have to invent the shotgun.
I'll just have to invent the shotgun. And you can, actually, which I hate. I'll get in, I'll take the reins. And Gray will just be like, everybody in.
All right.
Do you fall in? Everyone?
Clap my little self on the back.
Okay.
Yep, and I've got my crossbow as the shotgun, ready to shoot anything that jumps out at us.
Perhaps it's best if each of us keeps an eye in a particular direction, so we have most coverage over any monsters coming for us.
I like that one.
Sure. Well, I've got our 6.
I'll
sit
take
on
the
one side. Yeah.
I'll take the front right quadrant.
Boy, does this universe have clocks in it? Otherwise, I said something completely ridiculous.
I mean, they have, at the very least, sundials. I mean...
Oh, clock. That sounds like a good idea. Clock.
I'm gonna... So, I've only ever kind of done this with horses, but, and I, like, just snap the reins and I'm like, mush.
And they turn and lazily go in the direction that you guide them in. Give me an animal handling check and a survival check, and the rest of you give me perception checks.
Okay, does having proficiency with land vehicles affect these checks at all?
Please give me a give me an animal handling check with, use your land vehicles. Yeah, use your land vehicles with advantage.
Okay. He actually really likes animals, so that's one of his higher ones. 17.
Okay.
For the animal handling
So you
check.
guide these and then give me a survival check to see if you know where you're going.
I like animals more than people. 18 for the survival check.
Okay.
This is like actually kind of like what he does.
Yeah, you are guiding these big solid animals back in the direction from which you came, and you can see basically the cairn as your eye point Covenant's cairn, and then you go in the opposite direction of that. Everyone else, what did you roll for perception?
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
A dirty 20.
Nice.
15.
For perception. That's a 12.
Okay, everyone but Kavik notices in the distance, as you're going back, maybe 2 hours into your journey, there is a pack of maybe 5 large creatures standing in the snow.
5
In
what?
front of us or behind us?
To the side.
I-
I'd say about, like, you can't even make out distinguishable shapes except for the fact that they are, in fact, let's see how big they are. Large.
Are they like on all fours, or are they standing tall like a
standing tall,
humanoid?
large
Okay.
creatures.
I would turn around and nudge the nearest person and point.
They're about,
Right, I see it.
They're about a half mile out. You can't really see what they are, except for the
Okay.
fact that this is very flat land. You
Mhm.
would not be able to see them otherwise, like in a forest.
It's like looking at like 4 trees across like a...
A lake. Yeah, it's just like, they're there. They're not gonna, they're just standing there.
All right, not that way then.
I point again over at them.
Zoop. Yes, very well. You have more to add.
Monsters.
Yes, those are monsters. Do you believe they're the ones that attacked the man before?
Go back. Kill.
No! What is it? I mean, y'all know
Oh
your
my god, I
idiots,
love
you just start
Farewell
thinking, like,
so much.
all right,
Farewell.
actually, you know what, Farewell, we're gonna shut that conversation down. Good job, Gray. You're doing fantastic.
Yeah. He says, and he mushes them again.
Okay.
Later, farewell. Shush.
Farewell's like, my bloodlust is not fulfilled.
Also, I'm not an idiot.
No reason to go over there. Okay.
I know. I'm not. It's just funny. Like, go.
Oh no, I'm just
Kill.
arguing with Farewell, even though Farewell's not even talking to me anymore.
Alright, so you get back
Must
to
kill.
about where the dot is. So give me another vehicle check. Just so. No, give me a
So
survival
another.
check. Sorry, another
Okay.
survival check. Just to make sure that we know where you're going.
Aye, Captain. That one's less good, but they can't all be great. Just 10.
10? You still know which direction you're going. And eventually, nightfall comes and you make it just to the gates of Bryn Shander. So, let's take you to that map. 'Cause why not?
This
Even
whole
supposed to
time,
blacksmith is still open at this
whenever
I'm sorry?
I'm looking to get paid. I don't understand what all the humor's about.
Dylan's laughing. I'm sorry.
Can't move.
Because Dylan knows why. I'm just thinking about, like, my bill is coming up.
every so often, as they're kind of journeying back, Kavik will be kind of like thinking and making a few notes in his notebook, and he keeps mumbling something about like, time, peace, time, watch, time, see. And so it's like he's formulating some things.
Okay.
Can
Anyone
I
else
have a
wanna
little?
do anything?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, can I have a little moment with that? Is everyone okay
Yeah.
with that? Because you're sitting next to me. You're mumbling
Right.
time. Gray is his eyes are locked on the road. Total dad driving. But he'll basically be like, Kavik, what the hell are you mumbling about over there?
Well, I was wondering if there was a way to be able to tell time without the sun.
Yeah, there's
Because,
a reason.
well, perhaps I can find a way to make a device that all you have to do is look at it and it would tell you what time it was.
This is kind of a little funny movement for Gray, because Gray knows what a watch is. So he's like,
Is there a thing as a watch? Am I just...
I know what a watch is. But
Okay.
so he's looking at you, like, talking about this, and he's like, you mean like a watch?
It's a great for it, but I was thinking something better, more of a looker. You can have a looker. Hey, what time is it? Have a looker.
But you're talking about a watch.
You mean to say someone's already invented this?
He kind of pauses for a bit, and he goes, no, I got confused. Looker sounds like it's a good name.
I want to do an insight check to see if he's trying to lead me on.
Sure,
He's trying to pull one over my eyes.
sure.
That'll be a 12.
I am trying to deceive him. Should I do a deception check?
Yes, please.
No, not super good. 10. It looks like he has tried to refrain from something that might hurt your feelings.
Oh,
So he's purposefully changing the subject to your question.
Well, he's going to say, look, Gray, if you're trying to spare me, don't worry about it. Feelings don't really matter. All that matters is, the facts.
All right. The fact is, I've heard of something like that before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the people here use those. So maybe you can be the first one to invent it here.
Do you mean here as in like the 10 towns, or do you mean here as in Faerun?
I don't know. What's the difference?
Well, I've heard of other planes of existence, of course. And so I was wondering if maybe you'd heard of another plane that had invented this looker.
You're not just like a regular hobgoblin soldier, are you? You're like a thinker. You
Well,
got like a big old brain.
Honestly, I haven't been a soldier for a long time.
Thinkers ask a lot of questions.
Why do you think that is? And then he kind of laughs.
How about we get back and have something to drink? Then maybe I'll be more...
Sure, maybe you can tell me more about this watch. What watch? Is that what you called it?
You
And he
can
kind
call
of-
it a looker if you want.
He kind of rolls his eyes. It's like dumb name, but okay.
Call it a looker if you want. Whatever. And that would probably be all that he talks to you about on that little trip.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, anyone else saying anything in the back during the trip?
It's my turn on the Game Boy.
I'm sad.
Punch me! There's no
Well, I
punch.
really am curious.
Nobody
looking at
wants
the
to
other
sit
two.
beside Farewell anymore after Punch Buggy.
True.
Oh, you mean Slugbug?
I mean, I really am curious.
He means
looking at
Slutbug.
the other two, do you believe the blacksmith might be open at this time, or what should we do with the cargo in the meantime?
I mean, we might as well swing by. If it's not there, then I'm sure someone, perhaps Farewell, can at least sit on it and keep watch.
Well, I mean, if would you mind? Farewell. All right. Oh, all right.
She
Perfect.
doesn't mind. No, she's fine with that.
So as you get to the north gate here, it is around probably around 8 at night, so it's a little later on the later side. And you who dismounts and who stays with the cart?
Are we allowed to take a sled with
2 polar
actual
bears?
live polar bears in the city?
No.
Right.
Is there
Well,
a
you can
stables
surely
of
try.
sorts? Is there a stables
tell
of
you-
sorts
I'll-
we could?
Well, look, we've gotten the sled back here with the polar bears, and we're not allowed to take them inside. Here's what I think we should do. I think I should wave a wee bit more of the meat in front of them, and then I'ma throw it. And when I throw it, somebody cuts the leads and lets the polar bears go and chase the food. That way we can go ahead and pull the sled the rest of the way into the city. And we can find
Right.
some other kind of conveyance to pull it next time.
There
we
are
need it.
stables in the south.
Or
We can
rather than
stable.
food waste, do I see like a water element anywhere near?
Do you
here?
want to food waste, or do you want to waste us?
I have another plan. Actually, was sort of my thinking.
I mean,
Oh,
there's a
all
lot
right,
of
let's
snow
hear
on the
it.
ground. That's water-ish,
Yes,
right?
that's about it.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's just see if this, harks their interest at all. I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion at the full 30 feet range. But it's just gonna be a sound of a baby seal barking.
Okay. The cart and the polar bear start to move in that direction.
All right. Perfect. And
I
we
take
just
out
go
my
ahead-
rapier and I cut the leads.
Give me
Is
the
there a
dexterity
reason
check.
we're
An attack.
eliminating the
Give me an
polar
attack
bears
roll.
from the equation?
We can't bring them into the city any further.
Isn't there someone to just take the... This is a shipment. Isn't there someone...
This is the
Ah!
standard mode of operation. They get a shipment
didn't
in.
even
There
ask
has to be
anyone.
some sort of procedure.
And somebody,
All right,
I mean,
so-
my thinking is somebody hitched the polar bears to it in the first place, and it obviously wasn't the goblins. So what are we supposed to do with these things?
These people
Don't want to
do
lose
not
the
wanna
cart.
work together. People
Okay,
don't
what's
wanna
your
work.
attack?
I just don't want to lose the cart. Like, my attack was a 12 plus 4 is 16.
Okay. So you managed to get one freed. It continues running in that direction. It stops about 30 feet from you and kind of looks around and snarls. In confusion.
Right, the sound is still continuing. I'm gonna shift it a little bit to the left and right a bit, as if this thing is kind of scampering
baby.
about in the darkness.
It's gonna paw the snow in each direction that you shift it.
Okay, fantastic. Cut the other one quick.
All right, here we go.
Gray sees you two doing this. He's gonna lean over and look into the back of the cart at Farewell and Evander and be like, all right, do one of you two want to see if there's a guard that we can go talk to?
I point over to Vander.
That's a
Very
17.
much so.
Yeah,
We're
that'll
just
hit.
destroying their infrastructure.
You from the north gate, you see you're about 60 feet away because you're doing this whole thing with the voice and everything. I mean the pup seal voice. And so as you get off the cart, the other polar bear runs free and starts doing the same thing in the snow as the other polar bear. And you start to approach the gate, and there are two guards there.
Skinny
I guess
girl.
we'll...
Oh, and yes, as both of them are free and going towards that destination, I'm gonna keep taking a couple steps a little bit further so the sound starts to move. Quietly lower the volume as if that little seal has a bit more speed on me until it totally fades out, and hopefully they'll kind of take that Doppler hint.
Yes, because bears understand the Doppler thing.
Now listen.
They do not take the Doppler
Or-
hint. They look back towards the cart and start approaching it.
Ugh.
For what reason?
Skinny, you're up.
Are there those who could help us man this cart? We
What
brought
you
back a
doing there
ship-
with those polar bears?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
What
I
you
was
doing there
yelling.
with those polar bears?
Returning it. Seems that there's a shipment that we rescued for you, or at least for a denizen within. Stables are to the south, am I correct?
Southwest of here. There's a gate down there too. You can just take the polar bears around, and if you
The
can,
freed polar bear.
they're like looking in confusion to why the polar bears are walking back to the polar bears walking back to the cart. Do you need some help there with them polar
I would
bears?
absolutely love the help. You see, we've been under attack with this shipment, and it would be much
You were
helpful.
attacked. Boy, it's no good. Bandits around here in times like these with the rime going on, right? Alright, you see him. Hey, Harold, go get Marty from the stables. He goes, oi, and he goes running.
She's gonna run all the way across town.
The sooner we
and-
can get this dealt with, the better. I'm
The
like
polar
freezing
bears
up
are
inside.
plodding towards the cart still.
All right, I've got an idea, and this time we're going to discuss the idea before it's implemented.
Now listen, I just made a
I
sound.
don't
You're
want
the
to
one
hear
who cut the
another
lead.
word, Blasty.
I,
Got you
excuse
and your
me.
polar bears next to you. right now.
I take a bag of the meat and tie a length of rope to it,
Mhm.
and then I go inside the gate and see if I can climb up on top of the wall. And I let
What
down.
part of this is you discussing it first?
Okay, before you do that, the
I
guard,
I pointed at you
Position
and
to
nod.
the
judge.
guard is going to see you doing this, trying to climb over the wall, and be like, "What are you doing there?"
All right, I'm gonna let down this bag,
No,
and I'm gonna
no,
lead
sir.
the polar bears around
No,
the.
sir. You're gonna get
Are
a
we
spear
not
in the
doing
belly
this?
if you don't get back there, sir.
Kavik, get off the wall!
I'm just trying to keep the polar
Sir?
bears from A, attacking us, or 2,
Honestly, I just
running away.
recreate my little minor illusion from earlier, let them dance around in the snow and be confused for a while until little Havoc gets here.
You know what would have been useful?
Fine.
If they were still tied to the cart.
Well,
You know, Evander, you're right about that. But I think we need to have maybe a group discussion about acting without speaking.
Kavik, you're
I'm
very
sorry.
talk about
smart.
a discussion one more time.
I'm guilty of it myself. I'm sorry.
Kavik, you're a very
What
smart
we've
man,
been saying.
but this is a complex solution to a simple problem.
We have
What's
someone
the-
on the way currently who is adept with animal handling, has done this in the past. I think we just wait it out. Sing kumbaya. I don't know. Just heard of that.
Kumbaya.
We wait it out. We let others solve our problems for us.
I'm gonna get off the
Right.
cart and I'm gonna go
I just don't-
lean
I
against
don't
the
want to be
wall,
eaten by
like
this
by the gate.
You see an elk charging through the town, and then suddenly it transforms into a human,
Oh,
and you need help. And the guard
Yeah.
Rescue polar bears.
Oh,
By the
okay.
gods, get the bears so we can take this inside.
She goes over to them, presses them both on the muzzle, and they seem to calm down, and then she starts talking. Yes, yes. Oh, goblins. These folks brought you back here. Alright. And she just kind of nods at you guys and takes the whole cart and says, no, she takes the polar bears. I forgot that you freed them. And are gonna take the reins from the reins that still remain on them and move them with her as she talks to them. And she's gonna lead them around the wall to the southwest.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for not
Very
picking on
much.
them. They're good polar bears.
Yeah.
I believe you.
How do we get this shipment in here now? Do they help
Yeah.
us get this let in?
Oh yeah. They see that the ingots are from Brynchender proper, or for Brynchender proper, and yeah, they'll help you all. Like they'll even get like a dog sled and have them kind of help too, and there'll be like 3 or 4 city guards there that are pulling it, and then one dog sled. So between all your help, you guys can get that to the blacksmith, and yeah, that's where we're gonna take a break for tonight, guys.
All right.
So thanks
Alright,
everyone
okay.
for hanging in there with us. We're just gonna take a 5 to 7 minute break, refill our beverages. I might get some food, we'll see, and we will join everyone back here then and see what else conspires. So see you soon. Oh, sorry, we went back with that. No, that was
Whoa.
the desktop audio. They didn't hear that. They were just
Welcome
going
back.
No, they missed that. Don't worry.
It's okay.
They missed that.
That would have been funny.
It would be funny.
I'm not
Alright.
embarrassed.
You're not. That was not on camera. Well, it was on camera, but the audio wasn't on yet. So
We're
you're
fine.
safe.
I didn't say anything inappropriate.
Okay.
Okay.
So you make it into town and you return these things. The blacksmith greets you at his house. He's like, I got word that a shipment came in, so I'll be thanking you now. And he gives you a pile of gold. So that's 300 gold pieces, I believe. I said. I'm trying to find it again. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Yeah. I also lost my note on that.
5 silver for each sack.
Okay, and there were 300, so...
So 150 gold
Yeah.
divided between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we each get
30.
40. 40?
30?
30. Math.
Yeah.
We each get 30.
So, you
I'm
get 30
not
gold.
actually smart. I only play a smart person.
Okay. That's all good. 30 gold each. And he says, yes, and we'll honor our discount on our shop for you. For your, whenever you need to re-gear. We don't have, too much magical stuff come in, but you can always check when you come by.
And didn't I also request 1 or 2 of the bags personally?
Oh, yes.
Of the iron.
He hands over, you can take, I think he said 3 iron ingots, or did I say that? 3? Sorry, I forget. Shouldn't have written that down.
Hey. He says to the smith.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't... There wouldn't happen to be any sort of superstitions about creatures that attack men out there that don't eat the meat but take everything that's inside. Leave them like a little hollowed out sack.
Huh. Let me see if he would know. Yeah, you mean the Yeti got him.
Well, what was left of him was freezing in the ground, but he was emptied out and he had no head. Limbs ripped completely off his body. Was that something that a Yeti does?
Yeah, and I guess they took the severed head of the poor fellow too. That's a shame. Damn shame. Good courier, that fellow.
Why does do that? Want to take a head?
Damned if I know those beasts.
Fair enough.
Right, but is this sort of a common problem, or does this happen once every decade or so?
I mean, they're as hungry as you and I are. Occasionally they'll get an elk or seal or polar bear, but they'll take whatever's out there, I guess. They're predator just like us.
Alright, well, okay. I will be satisfied with that then.
Sounds like a courier in these lands is a more dangerous profession than being a soldier. Damn it.
Some days it is.
And this was one of those days. Well,
Oh, I do have a quick...
business. Is there anything else we should help you with, or does this complete our agreement?
No, we're all square here. You had a question there, miss?
Yes, how large would you say a Yeti is, sort of, from tip to toe to tip? Like, could you see it from a half mile away? Don't make that face at me, Gray. Could you see it from about a half mile away?
Well, yeah,
Can't see.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, that's... Just sort of had that weird sort of feeling.
Fair.
Yeti is a, like I said, it's a.
Gray, you hear in your head, Evander just like.
How tall are you?
He just goes, we're gonna be good friends.
Gives him a thumbs up.
It's a large creature, so it is about, I don't know, 10 feet tall? Let's go with. Does that sound right?
Does that sound right to my... I'm trying to, like, draw the conclusion if what we saw on the horizon was, like, what maybe a Yeti is, or if this was, like, if we saw something completely different that was even bigger, you know?
I feel like medium creatures, you're gonna be around the, like, 5 to 8, like, is pushing it foot.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, all player races.
This
Right.
Yeti is about. You saw maybe 5 Yeti that were about 8 feet tall.
Alright, okay.
So it's it's possible that those were.
I haven't seen one Yeti.
Alright, it's time to get back to the inn, I think.
Oh, that's
You
the
may
Yeti
regret it.
race. Let's see. Yeti.
Regretty.
Spaghetti, spaghetti.
Yeah, they're about 8 feet tall. You're right. Okay.
Named Eddie.
we went to go get the shipment, and the courier was dead already.
Oh my
Mom's
god!
I'll let his family know. Thanks.
No, I didn't actually say that though. That's just Dylan being a goof. I
Okay.
wouldn't be that disrespectful.
Alright, so,
Yeah, alright, let's go back to the inn.
okay. You go back to the inn, and, if you want, it is like 9 o'clock at night by this point, and, you do see, Gellum there, still. So yeah, what would you like to do for the evening?
Quite a bit of drinking, I should think.
Something to warm us up. I don't know about you, but I'm freezing.
Yes, a drink would be nice. I'm kind of looking around the bar just to see if Ronaldo, was that his name? Who is that?
Gellum was at the bar. Ronaldo was the old gnome.
Right, that's who I'm looking for, though. If
Oh,
Ronaldo's
no.
sort of anywhere in the vicinity, or...
No. Well, give me a perception check, but it'll be no. He's not. So never mind.
Okay, I'll take a good look. Alright, that's a 12.
No,
Feel-
he's not
okay.
there. Still not there.
Let's see. Right.
Kavik is going to have several whiskeys and then move on to some mead. And every so often, he's going to get a strange look in his eye and going to be scribbling some more notes in his book. And then finally, after a couple of hours of this, gonna finally shout. He's gonna slam his drink on the table and say, "I've got it!" And he's going to kind of move around the room and collect a few items. So he's got his bag in one hand. He's gonna go over to Gray and say, "Can I borrow that axe of yours? The throwing axe."
He kind of like he pauses for a moment. He's probably gotten a drink, but obviously has not tried to drink from it. There's no mouth in his helmet.
Well,
There's straws. You can use the
there are
straw. I
straws at the
invented
bar
the
now.
straw.
The slots are at the eyes. It would be really. I guess he could like
Go
tuck
to
it
the
underneath.
bottom.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it. He doesn't use the straw. I'm
But
sorry.
Gellum says, "Hey, no weapons in the bar. Sorry." But
All right, well,
Oh,
I'll take it away. And he says, "Look, you'll get it back. Trust me, please."
You know, when you say that, it actually gives the opposite sort of effect.
And his eyes are like huge. Great, you're gonna love it. I promise.
I put my hand up towards the bartender. It's like, not. I'm giving it to. He's not using it. I pull it out, but I grip the blade part, and I
Yeah, like you hold the
Open,
head.
Right.
and I like openly hand it hilt first to one of my hand axes.
Right. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to Farewell and go, Farewell.
I'm sitting
This
in
is
the
going-
corner, and I'm
this-
carving my log.
Okay.
I've been doing it for the last couple hours.
Farewell. I'm gonna ask you a strange question. Can I borrow your arm?
Kavik, what the hell are you talking about?
I've had a stroke of genius.
You've had a stroke.
Possibly, but if you, I'll take this axe and Farewell. If I could just borrow your arm,
Not
Just
the thing to ask someone when you're holding an axe.
just for no, I'm not
Please
holding
shoot
it
the
like I'm gonna
axe, sir.
chop. I'm holding it like I'm gonna, like as a tool.
No, please shoot the
Like-
axe, sir, inside the bar.
All right, fine. I'll put it in my bag for now.
Farewell sort of undoes like the coat that she's wearing to keep warm, and then reveals one shoulder, and then draws like a line with her finger, following one cable underneath the shoulder plate and all the way down her arm. Like there isn't a hinge; it's just one piece. And then does it back up and shrugs and just.
Okay. In that case, later, can you come over to my room? Total propriety. But I've got an idea of something that will really help you. Yes.
She just goes back
Trust
to
me.
like switches
You're
a
gonna
knife
love
I
out,
think
like
Alright. Anyone else?
She does what? Or they do what? Sorry?
like she's carving, and she has a full wood carver set, so she has all the proper little knives for carving different things, and she switches from like a straight blade to a gouge, and just goes back, sort of looking up at you every once in a while, like, "What the heck? He wanted my arm?"
All right. If you change your mind, I think I've got an idea to help your arm be better. And it's like he's just going to leave it at that. He's not going to try to convince you, and so he's going to head up with this borrowed axe up to his room and close the door, and you hear all kinds of banging, clanging, and stuff coming from his room.
That better
Great.
not be my furniture.
Gray like looks up at the ceiling and then like
It's
looks
like
back
the
down. at his
chandelier
drink.
is like shaking.
You'll owe me if his stuff breaks my furniture. You hear?
I'm not getting that axe back.
Is anyone else doing anything at this time?
Yeah. Evander would like to approach Gallum and just tilt his head with his unblinking black eyes and just. Any news from East Haven? Is their wizard crispy yet?
I have no word. Sorry, you might want to check it out from all the news I get here.
Is it far?
No, about a half day's travel to the east.
Huh. A nice vacation by a bonfire. That sounds great. And Evander's just gonna head up for the night.
He'll kind of.
I'm sitting at the bar. Can
Yeah,
I
I've been-
like insight check that or something?
Yes, you
I'm
can,
not-
but he's gonna come beckon you over, Evander, a little, and be like, I see the state of your robes. and I was wondering if you wanted the night for free, son. And he looks genuinely concerned about your well-being.
Oh my god, because you're
Ah, well, I'll certainly take you up on that offer. Thank you.
Maybe your friends can get you better fitted, son. You look kind of ragged. In fact, he rustles around for a second and goes, take this. And it's like, just like a cloak, a simple cloak, but it'll add like a layer of warmth.
A gift is appreciated, but
Never mind that, it was my son's. Just take it and, he grew out of it. He's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fine, don't worry. Just take that and put it over your shoulders. You look kinda thin. In fact, do some stew. I'll go get you some stew. And he goes in the back.
Evander's just confused and will just slowly return to where he was sitting on the bar. 'Cause he's not going to say no to free stuff.
Okay. And guys, we're doing insight checks on Evander.
I'm not gonna, because I respect him being weird.
Okay.
But Andre, if you want to, that's all you.
Game recognized game.
I'm just a little bit curious about what was going on in the face area when you were talking about the whole vacation by a bonfire and the wizard and stuff. Okay, which is a 14.
Okay. For a 14, he's not necessarily interested in like participating, but it sounds like a really interesting set of events that he hasn't encountered before, and he's kind of eager to see what, like, why are they burning someone? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Huh. Not necessarily any malice involved, more a sense of, huh, that's quite the interesting event.
Right, yeah.
Is it like comparable to like when you like slow down because you see like a car crash and you're kind of just like, you don't like it, but you're like, I wonder like how this came to be. I didn't make an insight check, but that's just Dylan. Or is
Just
it
kind of like, you knew car crashes were a thing,
but you've never seen one.
You've never personally checked one out.
Okay, I get it. It's a like new. It's a chasing a new experience.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, cool. Gray doesn't know any of that because I'm minding my business. But
Angie does.
Which she leans over towards you. Like, I assume there's maybe like one or two like bar chairs between us for whatever reason, just like how people sat down.
None of us sit next to each other.
I was just about to get up to leave, but I lean over and I'm like, quite a terrible man, the barkeep.
I honestly didn't hear that, actually. My computer cut out.
Quite a charitable man, the barkeep.
Yeah, I don't quite make a habit of asking for things. I feel I'm quite okay on my own, but I keep getting things from people, it seems.
You should count it a blessing, but I was a bit curious, I suppose. Are you a sort of wanderer, or do you look like this on purpose?
Fresh from home, I suppose. My wear is, I guess, ornamental, or rather, it's from my home. It's all I know.
Very interesting. Had quite the opposite experience, but if you don't mind me asking, where might home be?
Well, in the mountains. It's about as much as I'd be willing to tell you.
Sure, I can totally respect the privacy. In any case, I would love to get to know you more. You seem very intriguing in your own sort of special way. And how do you get it?
Yeah,
the firebolt in particular. Wonderful magic.
I didn't have to miss, you know. I did that on purpose.
I missed my shot on purpose too, don't you worry. We'll have better luck tomorrow when I assume we head towards whatever bonfire, wizard, whatever we're headed towards.
That'll be fun.
Barky comes back with a steaming hot bowl of stew and a large knot of bread for you.
Thanks. And he's just gonna devour it.
He's gonna go back to cleaning his glass and get some meat on those bones there, son. And he's just gonna do some bar stuff. Anyone else want to do anything? Yeah.
Would you mind if I got a serving of that also? It smells delicious.
Oh yes, yes, quite. And he'll go back and serve you up some and give you a big bowl.
And it's free for me as well, or?
I'll pay for it.
Right.
Thank you very much, Gray.
How much?
Silver.
I guess.
The price was too high.
He reaches in.
Price.
He
The
just
price
puts
too dang
he
high.
puts a whole gold piece and he'll just be like, I'll take some too. And if are there rooms that need to be paid for, or
You owe me 4 more then.
just if I can get some as well, just have the whole gold piece.
Alright.
Put the rest towards that window.
Alright, thank you. And he'll bring you some stew as well. He'll kind of look at Farewell, who's doing her wood carving, but
Still just in the corner, yeah.
but kind of like give you a side eye, like does she want food too? But like kind of mind his business. So about that.
I think that might be up to her.
Right.
But I don't think so.
Well, you know where to find me if you need me.
Thank you. He actually wants to come over to Anji. Miss Anji.
Yes.
That what you prefer?
Miss is perfectly fine.
Miss Anji, I want to ask a question, but I don't want to offend you. So I mean this from a place of just pure curiosity. What is a nice woman like you doing all the way out in a place like this? To be respectful, it doesn't look quite like you fit.
Well, I would say that your assessment's correct on that. You didn't offend at all. No problems there. Or have a seat unless you're already sitting. I'm not sure.
No, he came over and was like leaning. He was, because he's very tall, so he was leaning down, trying not to be disrespectful, but to kind of speak to you more quietly. So he'll sit.
To be frank with you, Gray, I've been on the move for my entire existence. So, moving somewhere like here isn't all that strange for me, although I would say the weather is not exactly ideal. However, my grander purpose is a bit more complicated. Do you know much about cosmology, other deities? One in particular, by the name of Banu?
The gods weren't honestly my strong suit, so I'm gonna probably.
That's very
say-
fine. I was once in your shoes, but Banu is my personal. Not my personal, actually, there's quite a few of us out there that follow his teachings and ways, but I could call myself a missionary of sorts. And so as I travel around and sort of do little odd jobs, I do it in his name and try to pass on the wisdom of that lifestyle. And for the people here who seem kind of downtrodden and down on their luck, I hope to bring a better life to them through that praise and knowledge.
You're here to help the people? Like some sort of traveling cleric?
I wouldn't use those terms exactly, but I mean, pretty much. she'll reach down and snap off the middle crystal on her neck piece and place it down on the table in front of you and say, by no means is it binding, but if you are ever curious or just looking to sort of expand your horizons and maybe find a little bit of a better way, you can just pray on that.
You're giving me this?
You can already see another one regrowing. And she says, this is a gift from Banu themselves. And it's just a way to start a communication, start a dialogue, and perhaps see if our way is the right one for you.
Oh, with his big gauntleted hand, like, take it. And, thank you, for that.
Of course.
I don't know if it's for me, but I appreciate it. I just saw that while we were out there that you seemed a little bit uncomfortable, and I don't know how often you had to defend yourself in your travels. I'm sure a bit. And this isn't a comment on your character, but even just as a knight, if we are going to continue traveling together, I just want to know that if you need extra protection, if it makes you feel better.
Throughout this conversation so far, she's been like almost like hyper professional. I mean, like literally like infomercial woman throughout the whole thing. But you bring like throughout like the like on the journey type thing, and her mind flashes to like the exact point that you're talking about, and there's like a crack in that for just a brief moment before she tries to tamp it back down very quickly. And she says, no, you don't have to worry about me. Defending myself is not too much of a problem. I didn't have the best showing in front of the goblins today, but I am absolutely positive that I can express the many gifts that Banu has given me across my journeys in future encounters.
It's kind of like a pause. The helmet kind of like turns away for a little bit. Oh, of course. You got here on your own just fine. I'm sorry.
But I appreciate it.
I'll leave you to your meal.
Oh no, take a seat. You're having a meal yourself. Stay here and eat. That's totally fine.
No, I've overstayed. I'll take it upstairs. Thank you for the gift, Miss Anji.
Of course.
He'll take his meal and he'll go upstairs.
Okay. Nate, are you having trouble with your camera?
Yeah. It seems I quit out of Discord and even came back, but my camera's down for whatever reason.
That's fine. As long as you can hear us. So you're still at the bar with Anji, and would you two be talking about anything, or would you be going upstairs soon? It is pretty late in the night. It's like 10 or 11 by now. By the time you got back, order food, relax, so.
Evander would be slinking back up the stairs.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to take my time with my meal and kind of enjoy it and maybe have a couple more drinks before I eventually go back up. Maybe 30 or 40 minutes.
Alright. At this point, Anji, you get a, you hear something in your head.
Whoa!
A message has been sent to Anji. Hello, your debt of 500,722 has been reduced to 500,634 for the sole remittance of Ronaldo Bromeyer. Second message. Your debt has been extended by 3 days. Thank you.
I am like, I've got my spoon like halfway in the stew. There's like a little bit of it left, but that spoon clatters into the bowl as I like look down at the coin purse at my hip and realize, oh, that is right. Oh, it's okay.
Do I notice this? I'm like Just cleaning up my woodworking
Give me a perception
tools.
check to see if you're paying attention to this or the woodworking.
That's a 5. So I'm busy cleaning up. I don't
You're
notice.
too busy, yeah. You hear a clatter, but you don't really wonder what it is, maybe.
And at that point, I almost shove the food away from me, but like kind of catch myself, and it turns into like a shakily kind of stand up.
Everything okay, Miss Anji?
Perfectly fine. It was absolutely delicious, honestly. It was delicious. That's all I have to say on the matter.
All
Got to go to bed. The day was quite harrowing, a blizzard and goblins and all sorts of fun things. I'm going to take myself off to bed. It has been wonderful speaking with you and enjoying your delicious food. Good night.
Oh,
We'll see you in the morning.
Will do.
I'll nod at farewell as I turn to leave and scurry right upstairs, just like pulling pieces of paper out of my bag already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably like a minute after.
Okay.
And I would actually put my stuff in my room and then go and knock on Kavik's door.
Okay. Kavik, what do you got in yourself up?
So Kavik is up in his room, and like he has moved all of the furniture to the sides of the room, and you see him with he's got like tools laid out on like those kind of butcher rolls that they have for their knives, and so it's like all they've got like 3 different tool sets kind of like out already, and he has like kind of hunked some iron off of the ingots that he's gotten, and you see that he's fiddling with something with this hand axe that he's borrowed, and he looks up and he's like, "Farewell, what are you doing here?" "All right, yeah, come in." And so like he ushers you in, and he kind of sits down in front of you with his legs crossed, like amidst all of this tool nonsense, and goes, "I think that I figured out a way for me to turn your arm into a weapon. Any weapon."
So, head turns. I ball my fist.
"Right, I know that you're already a living weapon. However, this way you'd be able, if you need a sword, your arm can transform into a sword. If you need a spear, your arm can make a spear. Any weapon that you want, you can have."
Sorry, I'm removing something from my arm and then putting it back on.
Right, you'd be able to change. Does this interest you at all? How about this? You let me try and make it. Use it for a little while. And if you don't like it, I can take it back. Whenever, out of character, whenever we change levels, I can.
She points to her hand, like.
Mm-hmm.
Will I still have hands?
Of course you'll have hands. I'm a scientist, I'm not insane. Look, it's your hand. I can't make the decision for you. All I'm doing is I'm trying to offer you something amazing.
She'll dig through her little pouch of cards and she'll hold up.
Risk is manageable. I do not think you'll be in any harm whatsoever.
Insight check.
He's you don't. I don't even think you have to roll. He's telling you the truth. He just seems insane.
Oh dear.
He's not trying to keep anything from you. Like he's trying to give you what he thinks is the truth.
Right. She still seems pretty unsure, but like, kind of like, if you want to try it, I guess.
Okay, which arm would you prefer? The right or the left? Dealer's choice. Like, you give me an arm and I'll make you a weapon.
Are you turning the fist into like a what are the mechanics
Arm blade.
of this? Just keep in mind
Let
that
me bring.
that it will like attract negative attention.
Oh, okay.
It might
So
be
this is
considered like a lot of people don't wear open arms in public around here. Like think of it that way, that maybe it'll be considered a threat.
Warforged arm blades are retractable.
Well,
Oh, okay.
If it's a
So-
technical, actual Wormforged arm blade, yeah.
So an arm blade is a magic weapon that attaches to your arm, becoming inseparable from you as long as you're attuned to it. You attune to this item, and you must hold it against your forearm for the entire period. As a bonus action, you can retract the arm blade into
Okay.
your forearm or extend it from there. While it's extended, you can use the weapon as you're holding it, and there's a whole list of
Okay.
melee
And I
weapons.
do
and
believe-
some, I think some. And since I was just thinking, like,
I thought you
you're
were
wanting to
just gonna turn
do
the hand into
like a
blade on,
weapon
like-
month.
So okay.
No, it'll change
It'll
into
retract. Okay. I got
whatever
it.
weapon.
was
And I
very
do
confused.
believe I can't be disarmed because it's part of my arm.
Okay.
Right. So just whatever arm Farewell holds out, he'll start, hammering and tinkering and kind of slotting, a piece of this iron ingot kind of into Farewell's kind of forearm, and like kind of using like a diamond stylus to like inscribe some runes in there that would match that, like somehow the runes seem to. You said that Farewell is kind of like a woody kind of a look. To it?
Well, the outside panels actually look more like a carbon fiber type dark,
Carbon
not
fiber.
quite metal, hard substance. And the inside are all tubes of a similar dark color.
Okay. Well, then nestled within the kind of tubes, and kind of beneath the whatever vambrace Farewell has for a forearm, will be going in this bar of iron, and we'll describe it with several different runes, and then I'll finally take out my my screwdriver wand, and I will kind of trace each rune individually and kind of inscribe it with some power, and then finally, when the last one is finished, all of them will flash with this kind of like orangey yellow light, and then kind of fade down, and then you see just all these runes inscribed in silver against the iron, and I replace your kind of vambrace, and I'll just say, try it out.
So it would be on my left arm.
Sure.
That's where I would put it. So I'd stand up and move away just in case. I don't want to skewer you. And
I'm just so eager up to the side.
but I'd I'm assuming it's some sort of bladed, like a. Is it an axe
So,
or a?
Is
Is it Gray's axe?
on D. So on D, no, Gray's axe is over here to the side. It's something
Okay.
different I'm working on, and I'll go through that with whenever I talk to Gray. But the arm blade is an item on D&D Beyond. You can take a look at, and pretty much almost most kinds of weapons you can make your arm blade into.
Okay. Just trying to think.
So you can take
As
so
a
you can
monk
take a look
weapon.
at that list.
It would
And
probably
so
end up
I was
being
just
a
thinking, is
short
like, because
sword.
I was just thinking, because you are wanting to be, like you said, you were thinking about doing kind of a weapons monk, that this would be perfect for you.
Cool. While you're looking into that, anything else? Anyone else would be doing?
Just like last time, Gray, now that he's alone in his room, takes off his helmet, has his first and pretty much only meal of the day.
Oh, okay.
Do these rooms have mirrors?
Yeah, small ones above the basin, the hand basin.
I mean, no one's there to notice, but he probably eats in front of the mirror for a bit and then gets very upset and turns the mirror so that it's just pressed up against the wall.
All right. Yeah, it swings away. Would Anji be doing?
Anji, as soon as the old message came in, scampered up to her room, closed and locked the door, retrieved one of those like runic scrawled pieces of paper she had made up the night before, and lays it down on the floor. She dips almost the entire coin purse into the center of this circle, leaving probably like 5 or 6 GP left. So for a total of only like 47 gold pieces, but it's something, right? And says like a very quick like incantation under her voice. It sounds just basically a lot like talking in tongues. The runes themselves like light up in this sort of like icy blue to fading green with like flecks of orange kind of light until it all catches up into flame, and the gold burns and whisks away without smoke. She's like uncharacteristically quiet as the process like finishes. Just sort of sits there for a moment and turns her head out the small window. Honestly, her mind's on Ronaldo at that point. And her chest kind of squeezes with a bit of guilt as she stands up and goes to sit on her bed. The paper sort of like spell circle now like fading into little charred bits. She sits there for probably maybe 50 minutes to an hour, trying to find some sense of tiredness that she can cling on to before laying and falling into sort of a restless half sleep.
And this is your payment to GNU, right?
Yeah, so take 47 off of that 500,000 total, please.
It would be after a couple minutes you would receive a message while you're lying in bed that says, "A message has been sent to Anji. The status of your payment to GNU has been upgraded to pending. Thank you."
You don't even have instant transfer. I don't know why I'm Quebec for that, but...
And then the gold that was in the pile turns to dust.
Mm-hmm. The bank takes 10% off wire transfers too. It's a real racket.
Anything that Evander would be doing?
No, just sitting there, swinging his feet off the edge of the bed. That's it.
Alright. night seems to pass on. I assume you all go to bed eventually.
Mhm.
And
I technically don't
No, well,
actually
you
go
don't.
to bed this night.
I stay up all night working.
Okay, you will have a level of exhaustion in the morning though. If you stay up
That's
all
fine.
night. Okay. Alright, just so you know, take a level of exhaustion for the next day, and you all wake up and you, except for farewell, and you are in the and you hear the clanking of plates and pots and pans downstairs, because you know Azus the Goblin is getting stuff ready for you guys, because you're pretty much the only customers there. So yeah, day is yours.
Gosh. We're like, there's no like pressing like vampire to hunt.
I know.
I mean, he probably saved some of his food from last night, so he eats a little bit of that, even though it's super cold. Before he armors up and comes downstairs.
This is where we need a druid with Goodberry to keep Gray alive for us.
He just likes to eat in privacy.
Well, you can eat in privacy, just you'll have a full meal.
That's true. That's true. Good berries would be very nice.
I come on down fairly early, go ahead and wave to the goblin and quick good morning, and march right on over to farewell. How's the carving going?
I take 2 steps backwards, and then all of a sudden a blade shoots out of my sleeve towards you, but it's not close enough by far to...
Listen, I apologize if the work's not ready to be seen yet. I was just curious.
And then I retract it back in, and you know, I seem cheerful, although it's kind of hard to pick up because you know I don't
actually facial features.
Exactly. You know, there's a bounce in my step. You know, I'm seeming all right.
Miss Angie, I think actually farewell is happy.
Oh my goodness, you're here too. Well,
I'm so sorry.
Kavik stumbles downstairs.
Where's my axe?
He's got it in his hand, and in one hand he's got the axe. He's holding it once again as a tool, not as a weapon. And then the other one he's got what looks to be like a medallion on it, and he says he goes over to Gray, and he just like his yellow eyes have like veins of red through them, and his hair is mussed. His beard is like kind of like pushed to the side just a little bit. His goatee. It's like, all right, I finished it. And he says, first you'll need this, and he takes your gauntleted hand and takes the medallion and like that's no reason. And then he's kind of slaps it and twists, and the medallion is now like affixed to the back of your gauntlet with several of these kind of strange runes on them. Then that same kind of dark iron with silvery runes on it. And then he takes the axe, and along the back side of the axe, like if you picture like this is the axe, and this is the head of the axe, and the beard's down here. Along the back side of the hand axe, he's carved a channel out of the wood and inlaid it with a strip of that iron with some more of those runes on it. And he says, I had an idea. You see, the problem with a throwing axe is that once you've chucked it, you gotta go and get it, right? No more! He says, now if you throw your axe, all you have to do is mentally activate these runes, and it'll come right back to your hand.
It'll come right back.
It'll come right back. Let's go outside and we'll try it out. And he like grabs you by the hand and he like pulls you outside.
The giant armored golem of a man just looks sheepish as this hobgoblin pulls him out of the tavern first thing in the morning. He's like,
And like he just kind of takes you off to the side, where maybe there's like a fence post or something. It's like, just try it out.
I'll throw my axe.
Okay, throw your axe. Dong. Yep. Stick it in the fence post.
Now all I want you to do is think, return.
I do.
Come back.
And it
Does it like poof back into my hand, or does it like pull itself out like magnetically?
it pulls it out magnetically and zips back to you.
Is that an action or a bonus action to recall? Just to know.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Great.
Yeah. Good job.
And so now you have a hand axe of returning, and so that's a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and returns to the wielder's hand immediately after it's used to make a range attack.
Okay, after it's used. Okay, just remind me of that.
Ooh. And it's a +1 on top of that. Like now it's a magic axe.
It's a magic weapon.
Ooh, you're so good to me. Jeez, that might change up like some of my tactics in the future, because I wasn't always gonna use the axe, but now it's like good. Like
And then I've got
At this point, Evander's
this
probably
as well. For
stumbling down the stairs.
Okay.
And he looks. Is it just Angie and Farewell in the main room then?
Yep.
Yes,
Now,
hello.
you see a small goblin, a Zeus putting stuff on the table for you guys in front of you. So, got some hot food in front of you.
Does anyone have interest in seeing a burned wizard today?
You know what? Sure. Me too. Sure.
Then from the outside,
Alright,
you hear a
I'll-
mad cackling.
Nice.
Yes, the other two are already up as well, though I'm not really sure what they're up to. Did you want to leave now or grab a snack first?
Snack's fine. I don't. Hopefully he's not burnt before we get there. But, I mean, makes no real difference.
All right. How about you go fetch those two? I'll see if I can get a Zeus to make us the fastest snacks in the realm.
Zeus.
Sure.
Give me an inside check, Andy.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay, Zeus seems to be very happy and receptive of this idea. Like he hasn't been slaving away in the oven all morning for you guys to eat. So I think this is a lovely idea to just give you snacks. He isn't crestfallen at all. Alright,
Oh!
continue.
Well,
Before Evander leaves, I'll sort of hold up the card that says this, and then just sort of shrug when he was talking about the wizard.
Oh, let me make this clear, I suppose. I don't care about the wizard. I just want to see what's going on. And he's gonna head out and invite the other two.
Oh, so creepy, Nate. So creepy.
It's so good.
Anyone want to see a wizard burn today?
Good morning to you too.
You know, actually, yes. I would like to see a wizard burn.
I believe the plan is to eat a bit and then head out, and we'll head over, see what the captain of the guard in the other end has to say, and maybe just witness a spectacle or get involved. The rest is up to you.
I don't need any food. I don't need any drink either. I'm so excited.
You said we? Or is this a we now?
I'd rather not die, but whether you come or not is not particularly necessary. I will be going. The other two inside have agreed to come as well.
Why do you want to go?
Have you seen a wizard burn before? I haven't. Seems to be exciting in a dreadful place like this.
So you just want to see?
Sure. Why not? You want to sit around here?
I'll go to make sure that you don't wind up next to him on the pyre, since you're such a little hothead. Yeah, fine. I'll go.
Evander will then just do his little 5-finger wave and then slink
creepy.
back inside.
We're gonna have to make like a creepiness roll for you, Nate. Like, that's come up.
Roll for creep.
Like, make an unsettling check?
Yeah, exactly. We can't even see you, but we know the way that you're giving it. Oh. Anyway, so
You could have people make like wisdom saving throws or something.
maybe eventually.
Is it weird that I kind of find him familiar?
It is. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
But you know, it takes all sorts.
After
And he
you
claps
say,
you on the back and
it is, he's like, okay. And then he goes. So
Gavik will go back inside with you. He says, I've got to go back upstairs and get all of my tools. I'll be right back.
All right, well, make
And
it
you
quick,
see
because
kind of
I've got
climber
little
up the
Azus
stairs.
here to kind of throw out all the food he was making, and now we're just going to have nuts. It's going to be great.
Azus,
I'm not hungry.
great
You
waits
definitely
at the
should eat.
door.
Azus looks so sad as he puts another bag of nuts behind the bar and just has like 4 of them out for you now.
Make it 2 more, Azus. You're doing a great job.
2 more?
Sure, 2. Wait. How much is each of those bags of nuts?
Azus can't
Perfect.
count.
2 more. Sounds good.
Okay. Azus just gives you like a pile.
Does Azus do the cooking, or does Azus just help? Hey, Zeus.
Made all this food for you. Yes. What?
Hey,
What?
the stew was good.
He like looks at you like no one's ever complimented his cooking before. Like he's like, you like Azul's stew?
Yeah.
Oh, Azul's secret grandmother's recipe.
Cool.
Cool.
good.
You tell your grandmother it truly is fantastic.
Goes back to looking at the floor.
Granny will know, and he runs in the back to get you more nuts.
Yeah.
So now you have 11 bags of nuts.
Hell yeah.
It's a profit.
This is
right
what I
there.
wanted.
Yeah. None of the eggs or bacon that he made, or smoked herring.
Evander's just like, unfortunately, I am allergic. But I've never had, but I've never had an allergic reaction before. Interesting. That's my Evander.
All right. Well, for those of us left downstairs, how do we suppose we're getting to wizard burning location?
So Kavik would know that travel between these places. First of all, I lied. It would take like 7 hours to get there, so like a day's travel. But Kavik, from being from around the area a little more, would know that you can travel by foot. Like 7 hours would be by foot, or you can travel by. Sorry, I'm getting to the gear section. By dog sleds, or by axe beaks.
Ooh. Get some tauntauns like Star Wars.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
For a while, I think it was out east. The next town over, I think.
Yeah, it's in East Haven, and if we plan on getting transportation from perhaps the stables or somewhere of the sort, I think I might be able to help us acquire some for at least a discount, if not free, if I'm lucky.
Alright,
All right.
I don't have any other plans.
You head into the stables now? Yes, okay.
Can Evander take a second and just use his psionic die to try and learn charm person real quick?
Yes, go for it.
We'll just see how long he learns it. Okay, he knows it for 3 hours.
Okay, cool. Good to know, good to know.
That's so cool.
So
that you can
handy.
Just do that.
Well, it doesn't like give it to me. It just expands my like known spells. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but like the fact that you can just be like, I know this spell now for a bit is like cool.
Yeah, it's handy, but it's yeah. I'll talk later about the limitations and stuff like that.
Okay. So you make your way to the stables, you see 2 polar bears there, and you see a variety of, dogs and
Is it our two polar bears?
Yes, it is your 2 polar bears.
It's Fuzzy Wuzzles and Icebeard.
So, what'll it be? Help, you need help?
Sorry. When we're 30 feet away,
Yes.
can Evander cast Charm Person on the stable hand or whoever he sees that
Sure.
he thinks
You see a
looks
guy,
like they're in charge?
not handling the animals himself, but at the front, like, kinda, there's a little table kinda there. It looks like you could, charm him. So, go for it. What is that again? I have to
Yeah.
roll a, save.
Oh, jeez. I'm switching between a lot of tabs.
Sure.
Yes. Hold on. It's a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, against my
They failed.
spell DC.
They failed.
Wonderful.
rolled a 2.
And Evander's gonna run ahead of everyone, and is gonna say, "I'm sorry. Really need your help. We just had retrieved a shipment yesterday for these poor folks, but we need to head out quickly. There's more, and it seems like people are hurt. Can we just borrow some of your fastest steeds? I don't know, people, creatures that would help us carry out."
Oh, you'd be looking for these axe beaks then. Yep. How many do you want then for this emergency?
Well, there's 5, and I'm afraid I don't quite have anything on me, but I can promise you I'll pay you as soon as we get back with them.
And what does this do? I am susceptible to... I should know this. To what you say?
Basically, they regard me as a friendly acquaintance.
Okay.
Basically as if I was their pal that they've
Okay.
known. Is at least how I interpret the person.
They kind of scratch their head at me like, okay, so you came with the polar bears last night with that? I heard that they were the kerfuffle about that, so, okay, you need the axe beaks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I've got 6 axe beaks and there are 5 of you. The axe beaks can hold as much as a mule in case you want to double up so you don't have 5 of them. Whatever you want.
And he'll look back real quick. Do we need 5 or 6? Quickly, the people are in danger.
Take the
5?
6 in case you need to rescue the other person.
What?
If they can double up, 5 is, I think, is good.
I thought
We'll take the 5. I think it might
Take
be
the
unwieldy
5, maybe
with-
faster without the
yeah.
other act. Okay, he whistles, and you see him talk to someone quickly, and he's like, "Okay, we'll get him saddled up for you."
Thank you.
once again.
And you see a couple people bring around these axe beaks, and there are 5 of them, 2 with one, 3 with the other, and they're all saddled up for you to mount. And I'll give you a picture of them.
Ooh.
I literally just got an axe beak yesterday in Storm King's Thunder. I stole it.
Nice.
Now I have another one that I didn't pay for.
If it makes you feel better, I stole this one.
It does make me feel better, actually. Well,
That's what your axe beaks look like.
Ooh.
they literally are like tauntauns. They're great. Just a little bit more. It's like a tauntaun and a chocobo,
Yeah, like a
Like,
chocobo.
put together.
Yeah.
like
Like
put
it.
together.
So that's what that looks like. And yeah. So they are otherwise they are 50 gold pieces each, but you're getting these.
50 each, and we just got them off.
Alright, so you take out I'm guessing you're kind of running out of town to make it look like an emergency.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're gonna take
absolutely.
the south west gate and just go kind of go around town and then head east. On
I'm
the
just
east
honestly
way.
hoping the rest of the party gets the hint, and will go with, because I guess I didn't really communicate with them that this was
No.
the plan.
You didn't, but you see
Yeah,
Evander run up,
Par for
say
the course,
something to the
honestly.
guy. Say something to the guy. They rush to get these axe picks ready for you, and then Evander just hops on one and runs away before you even get to the table.
did we actually hear what he said, or did he
Yes.
go like? Okay,
Because I did call back as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've got a jog on.
too, and he'll ride after Evander.
Okay, so you're all riding
Yep.
pretty much at the same piece. Okay, that's fine. And let's see, you can get this run across the snow. I'm gonna say that you can cut your day's journey pretty much in half by doing this, because they can run.
cool.
So you arrive in East Haven around noon.
Hey.
All right.
Taking the east way. Actually, someone give me a survival check, just so you know where you're going. It's fine. But
Okay.
Dad.
So, okay, you rolled. Okay.
Yeah, I have no
Survival.
idea where we're going. I'm just following everybody else.
Oh yeah? How does a 9 suit you?
all right. Well,
I think Evander got a
Evander got
16. I don't know if you heard him.
no, Evander got a 16.
Oh.
Okay, you're following Evander then, and he seems to know that East Haven's in the east. That's all that you know. So you take the east way, and you get there. So,
That makes sense.
guys, let's get you to East Haven.
Does anyone bring up the fact that he like charmed and lied to those people?
I'm fine with it. Kind of.
At the very
I thought it was just Evander being Evander.
at the very least, Gray says, as if no one knew. He's like, while we were riding, he's like, you lied to those people. I'm not saving anyone. Unless you're saving the wizard.
Lots of people do lots worse things, alright? This was fine.
His axe beat kind of like slows and he falls more behind Evander, so that Evander can lead, so I don't ride next to him.
Okay. So, anyone else doing or say anything while these axe
And
beaks
then
are
I
running?
shoot on
Okay.
Jay.
As Gray falls behind, Phil will sort of turn around in the saddle and one-handed point to herself and then show this card, hoping that he could see it in all the snow blown around. And then point to herself. Like.
I think he would be able to see it because he rolled a 23.
Okay.
Just for myself. So he'll give you a nod, and he looks like he feels a little bit better.
Okay.
He's not lawful good, but cool.
All right.
But he appreciates the convenience.
So you come in towards the east way. And can you see the stuff on the map again or not?
Just the map.
Just
Yeah, no labels.
No labels, yeah.
No labels.
Oh wait, hold on. Now I get a map. Sorry. Well, you roll into town.
Oh, it's like on the lake.
Yeah, sorry, I did that wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong.
No, I did something wrong
on the
with the
lock.
map. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's on the GM overlay again, so it's really annoying. So you're coming down here, down here, where it says the east way. And as you're rolling into town, or running into town rather, what are you doing? Are you going to find a stables for your axe peaks, or are you going to, just sort of leave them somewhere?
If there are
I think stables would probably be the best option for us first. That way we don't have a redo of the polar bear incident.
Easy enough. Some
Sure.
guards are milling about out of the town a little, on the east way, and they, cause there's no wall here, so they kind of see you coming and wave you down and say, "What's your business here?"
Yeah.
That's a great question, Evander. I'll let my colleague answer for us.
As he was.
We hear the captain of the guard request help. We're here to provide aid. There seems to be a problem, specifically a wizard that may or may not be currently or in the future on fire.
He kind of looks at, "Here I'm Mickey, the wizard. I'm sorry, son, when you missed him by like 5 minutes." And you see a bunch of smoke coming from the center of town.
Oh no, Evander, I'm so sorry.
Were you related to this wizard?
Not that I know of.
Good.
Are there stables nearby for us
Oh, yeah,
to store
just
our axe beaks?
To the south. You'll have to pay a stabling fee of 2 copper a day, but sure. Go take them in.
So, could somebody take my axe beak? I'd like to speak with them and learn more about the events that transpired. Asking my party, not them.
I'll hold out a hand for your reins.
I probably also hold out a hand. I don't really want to go see it. But you said it first, so.
I'll also give my reins to somebody, and I'll go with Evander to make sure that he's all right.
Okay, I'll take yours.
Okay. So as you dismount from your axe peaks, Kavak and Vander are going to go check on the wizard.
Well, I would want to.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Bunch.
While they're putting the axe beaks away, could I just question the guards further on what happened?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
You say they got was it the crowd just just got to him?
The crowd? No, he's supposed to be burned right now. Or 5 minutes ago. Somewhere in between. They started about 10 minutes ago. It's hard to tell with the body burning how long it'll take or not.
Oh, right.
He's at
and
least well done by now, and he kind of looks at his watch.
And did the captain of the guard was the help he requested in a line with this wizard's needs, or is it something different?
I believe it's something different. I'm just a guard on duty here, but I don't have privy to like the daily briefings, but I believe no, that's it. That would be it. 3 days ago, some fishermen went missing, and I believe that's what they're inquiring about.
Oh, all right then.
They're probably at the burning if you want to talk to the Captain Arlagath. Wow, Arlagath. Captain Arlagath is our captain, and she's at the burning right now.
Captain Arlagath. All right. Thank you so much. And Vander will just wait for his party to come up
Okay.
before.
Easy enough. You give them a silver, I assume, for stocking on the animals.
Yeah, dig through the change that I got from buying my piece of wood earlier.
Sure.
Now that I have change, then I'll hand over a silver.
Yes. That'll give them food and warmth for the day, but come back tomorrow and you might have to pay more. Oh. Alright, 2 copper a day. So, I'm assuming you only give them 1 silver, otherwise let me know and...
Yeah, I probably would. I'm not sure how long we're going to stay here, so...
Exactly. Okay. Alright, so... A crowd has gathered... As you walk to the town hall, they point out, a crowd has gathered in front of the town hall to watch the public execution of Dazan, a human wizard who, despite efforts to disguise himself, was recognized and arrested for the crimes he had inflicted upon jail folk. He has been bound to the stake and gagged. Many of the militia use torches to light the straw tucked around his feet. Fanned by the wind, the fire catches quickly. Dazan does not struggle or scream as he is quickly engulfed by flames. Bundled up spectators move closer to the human bonfire, eager to feel its warmth.
Is it still actively burning?
Yes.
Okay, he's just long dead.
Yeah.
Eat crispy.
Evander's gonna side up with a bunch of these commoners who are using it for warmth. Is gonna do the same essentially, and is gonna just like nudge whoever's near him. Just, I'm sorry. What was it this person did? I'm quite new, but what did he do wrong?
I hear that he murdered some adventurers. That's all I know.
Well-known adventurers, or was just murder,
Cold-blooded murder. And at that point, a woman. Well, we should have stopped because that was a good stopping point. But we'll go on for a couple more minutes if we can, guys, just to get to a good stopping point.
Please, God, I want to stop.
A woman, decked in a tailored coat and a fur hat, approaches you guys and says, "You folks are outsiders, aren't you, a motley crew?"
Well, yes, we are, but you're probably the most civilized person we've seen so far. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Anji, and you must be...
Captain Argaloth.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain Argaloth.
Pleasure to meet you too, Anji, and she will shake your hand. Now, what brings you here?
You're the captain of the guard that wanted help.
Oh, yes, if you're asking about that. Four fishers went missing on Lake Denishir 10 days ago. Okay, more than 4 days, sorry. 10 days ago. The coastline is hard to sail along because of the ice floes, but savvy anglers prefer it. There are fewer competing fishers out from the other lake towns out there. We need someone to scout the coastline and search for them.
Missing fishermen.
And whole fisherman thing doesn't have anything to do with this.
No, this wizard, Tazan, he coldly murdered some adventurers who had aided him. They found something
Oh.
for him, then he killed them. He wouldn't tell us much about that, we just know about the bodies.
You don't know about what they found for him, or where his effects might be, or not that we're looking. I'm just seems kind of strange.
Ma'am, I'm not privileged to give you that information.
That's fair. That's fair.
Would this information perhaps be available once we return with either corpses or live fishermen for you?
Make a persuasion check.
That's 14 plus 19.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're interested in this. Well, I suppose if you return with information on our men, we can come to some sort of agreement, with information.
Is there any other sort of reward for putting our own lives at risk to scour these shores for your men, for your missing fishermen?
Sir, I'm not authorized to give a reward, but I did confiscate these items off the detained wizard, and she'll reach into her bag and says, I've got a scroll of fireball in one hand and a gray bag of tricks in the other. One of them can be yours.
For the low, low price of $14.99.
Sir, I do not
For a
appreciate
lost
your humor.
fisherman. I suppose we'll make that decision once we've found your men. So, but thank you for the offer. We'll think about it.
Alright, pleasure doing business with you, ma'am, sir. And she'll walk off, viewing the crowd who is just like hovering over this fire.
Sort of an odd woman, right?
You know, she could have just been holding up any old rolled up piece of paper in any old bag.
Completely.
You can make a insight check.
Sure. I know stuff.
And
maybe
this would be a town that you know that gave up warmth to
Oh yeah. It was an 11.
An 11? She seemed right, straightforward enough, like no nonsense kind of woman. Like,
She's the kind of woman I like, to be entirely honest. I'm also pretty no nonsense.
you can probably get along very well.
She could have, but I don't think she had a reason to lie. So, if that's something, if a magic scroll is something that interests you, no use to me.
A vague bag of tricks seems actually
A
quite
gray bag of
intriguing.
tricks, sorry. Gray bag of tricks. Not a fake one.
Either way, who knows?
Today, a gray bag of tricks. Tomorrow, who knows?
Farewell will point over at the wizard, quite adamantly, and just shrug, like, curious.
Is that corpse, like, at all even recognizable, or is it just like a blackened, vaguely humanoid shape?
Blackened husk, more likely.
While there's still a chance, Evander is gonna stay nearby the burning bonfire and just warm himself up. And he's gonna invite the others to do the same.
Okay. Anyone joining Amanda?
I would move up closer.
Oh, suppose I'll vaguely get up close as long as we're all choosing this over an inn or something. But
Gray doesn't go closer if Hachi doesn't
Okay.
want to. He stands.
I'll just. You gave me that extra jacket. I'm fine here, I think.
So,
I'd rather be a little bit colder than be warmed by a
And the
person's
smell. The smell is not fantastic over there.
Might be warm, but I don't really feel very warm, you know.
and as you guys linger over a human remains fire, with some other people too, in the town, not just you guys, because that might be a little weirder. But hey, we're gonna end our adventure there before you go after the 4 missing fishermen.
Nope, the whole adventure's done.
That's it. Run
It's-
the Frostmaiden
it's over.
Hope
guy.
you liked it, guys.
You didn't have the TPK, it's just over. No, unfortunately, Farewell did not get to use her, not 20.
I
but if
Did not.
But if you guys have a nomination or someone in chat, we did have people in chat earlier.
Were there
Have
people?
any nominations?
I'll throw out a couple out there. Kavik totally leaning into that crazy mad scientist.
On fire.
Loving that. That's pretty great. And then also Evander for just keeping it cool, keeping it creepy. Both of them did really great.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to say? I agree with both those nominations.
Yeah, it's hard to choose it,
It is very hard
but
to
you
choose.
guys both did really good.
Guys are on point with role playing. So,
It's like we've played a whole game now. We like know each other.
I know.
Crazy.
would you guys be opposed to having 2 nat 20s out there next week, just in case?
Ooh.
No, never.
Oh, you vote Nate? Cause that tips the no, I'll give. I said that before you wrote that, so I will give you both nat 20s. Cause why not? I'm a benevolent and oh so loving DM. So, oops, that just totally blew up over your face. So, that's fine. Whatever. I messed up something on the overlay, and Fairball's face became a giant d20 for 1 second.
Oh no!
It's cool. It's cool. So, next time you are trying to talk to some goblins or anyone for that matter, and you're trying to persuade them to leave just for some food, and they seem obliging enough, but then they start gesturing towards the polar bears. Don't forget to shoot them in the head, and always add that proficiency bonus, or don't shoot them in the head, whichever. But add your proficiency bonus anyway. Alright, good night, guys.